Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to come on here and talk about how the narcissist preys on you needing them. The narcissist preys on you needing them. So I wanted to talk about this because I keep coming into situations, right? I haven't been on here in a minute because I just been soaking in a lot of game, a lot of knowledge, just paying attention, listening to people, hearing them out, feeling what they're feeling, like really understanding their reality, right? And I've seen this many times with especially women from my perspective, before I get people getting mad at me, because sometimes I say stuff and people take it the wrong way, but it's because I can't break down everything I'm saying, so it can sound biased because someone can jump up and start coming to a conclusion based off of their perspective in reality, and or how they view things. And they dismiss your point of view, not understanding that you can also understand their point of view as well. So from my perspective, my experience, and me coming across a lot of women, and a lot of women who will look at a lot of men and say, oh, he's a narcissist, right? Because he's bringing a lot of pain into my life. He's putting me through stuff. He's abusing me. He's hot. He's cold. It's like I'm trying to understand this person. I'm trying to make this life the all-American dream for this person. I'm trying to make shit better for them. I'm doing all I can. I'm so loyal. I'm doing all this. I'm so loyal. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to prove to them I'm not like everyone else. I really got their back. I'm loyal. And this is why the narcissist fucks with you, because they know that. But they also know it's a very thin line between love and hate. And if you really knew who they were to you, because in their reality, they're not as bad as you think in their reality. If anything, they're like, I'm the good guy. I can't be good to you because, you're not letting me be good to you, because I'm good to everyone else. Everyone else likes me. Everyone else understands me. You don't. But everyone else ain't loyal to me. I know you are. That's why I stick around. Because once you know the truth, you're going to put yourself first before putting me first, or you're going to realize that you shouldn't even have been that loyal to me, because I don't have that same type of loyalty towards you, and I don't have it for nobody. And it's because ain't nobody loyal to me, and I don't expect them to. That's why I gotta get what I want to get and do what I do, because ain't nobody gonna do it but me. Ain't nobody gonna stand in my shoes after all the stuff I've done and put up with me and put up with the truth, or help me out without some type of exchange. So me being in your life, me giving you this false sense of a relationship, friendship, or family, that's gonna keep the peace. That's gonna benefit me. That's how the narcissist views it. It's an exchange. You need me. You need someone to talk to. You're in pain. You're going through things in your life, and you're putting it on me. But when you leave the narcissist relationship, you also realize that, excuse me, I'm burping. You also realize, problems always happen. Things happen. People go through shit. There's death around you. You realize life is too short, and you want to live a life where you are fulfilled. And the things that fulfill you a lot of times are not in the narcissist agenda. And they even think that what's in your agenda is fictitious, that you're living in a fantasy, because the world is not what it seems. And that's what the narcissist does when you deal with a real narcissist. That's what they do. They wake you up, they shake you up. And sometimes it ends so bad, it's like certain people don't even recover from it, but the narcissist took it upon themselves to teach you a lesson, and that's why they are a narcissist. That's what makes them a narcissist, right? Because when you come out of all of this and you realize, you know, that you had someone around for months and even years, and they were playing this yo-yo game with you, and you realize that it was your innocence, right? When you're a kid, it's funny, when you're a child, people love children because of the innocence. But don't you realize when you get older, people look at innocence as a weakness? So the narcissist preys on your loyalty. They prey on your empathy for them, for their past, for things that they, you know, things that you will justify, that they will bring up, things that they even regret. Sometimes they'll tell you the stuff that they regret, and they get that validation from you when you look to them and say, hey, life goes on, you could be happy again, or you could be remorseful and move past these things. But the narcissist, they will always feel like they're so unforgiving of these things that they feel like if they give in to something good, it's going to be taken away, because everything that you do in this lifetime, you got to pay for. So this is why a lot of times they dodge karma, because to them, the battle that they have is not with the people they've hurt, but it's with themselves. And it don't make it right, because that's what it'll do. It'll fuck you up, and you'll start thinking to yourself, I feel bad because, yeah, you're right, they did go through this. But when you've seen that they've put you through so much more, and in the end all you had is yourself, and they run off with the next supply, or they run off with flying monkeys, and they keep talking bad about you, they keep spitting on your name, they still laughing at you, you realize you're not dealing with a normal human being. You realize it's something more demonic, it's something more sinister, and you realize it's not true. But even with the pain that you go through, you realize that there's something in you that will keep you from doing the things that the narcissist has done to you. The things that the narcissist has done to you, you can't even imagine doing that to someone, let alone do that shit to someone for months and years at a time. That's when you know it's something up with this person. There's something in you, even though we're not perfect, right? A lot of us, we don't want to mislead people, even if they reject us with our truth, or they disagree with our opinion or the way we view the world. We realize if we're not equally yoked to someone, we just don't want to exchange any type of energy. So you realize that force of energy is someone that lacks that energy. It's someone that lacks energy, and they only get energy through you. So, you know, I come across a lot of women where, and I say this because I remember going through so many scenarios with the narcissist where I didn't care who heard us arguing, or I didn't care if people saw me crying. I didn't care. Like, I was an emotional wreck, especially in the end, right? You know, the narcissist will even have you hoovering them, begging them you'll be begging them for them to forgive you, trying to buy them even, right? So I come across a lot of women that try to even, I'm listening to the conversations, and it's like trying to buy the narcissist. I just bought them new shoes. Did you get the shoes? I'm gonna order this for you. Oh, what did I do wrong? And the narcissist is holding grudges for things that you've done when you reacted to their abuse, because in the narcissist's mind, they didn't do nothing wrong. You made them react. The narcissist will hoover you because they realize you don't even know what you did to piss them. You don't know how vindictive they can be. And they're trying to teach you how vindictive someone can be, right? So I see and I hear this scenario play out, and I think about myself. The narcissist preys on you until you wake up. That's what makes them who they are, because they're feeding off your kindness. You know, how I just said, you know, when you're a kid, people love that innocence. But a narcissist, they want to destroy that innocence, right? That's why you have predators, child predators, because they want to destroy that kindness. You could say, oh, well, maybe it's because they want someone fresh, someone who's never been with someone. You can say all these things, but the biggest thing about a predator is that they want to take your innocence. They want to turn you into a slave. They don't want you to wake up. They want you to live with trauma. They want you to be tormented. They want you to make bad choices. They want you to sell your soul, sell yourself, go crazy, lose yourself in this world. That's what they prey on the most, because to them it's like, look at me. I'm still powerful. I'm still doing me. So, you know, the narcissist, they prey on your innocence. That's what they prey on. That's what they feel like that's what they feel like is the most valuable thing about you, is that innocence that they know. It's very innocent, but they also prey on the fact that you need them. You know, they look at it like you need them, because and I remember the narcissist saying this to me. They said, you won't get it until I'm gone, right? And when they were gone, because when you're alone in the world, right, this is another thing, you know, when you're alone in the world, it's different. It's different. When you alone, you understand narcissism. You understand that most of the people around you, their egos are so high. They're never wrong. They never want to admit to shit. They're not really forgiving. They seek to want to control you. They can't just give without trying to control you. They're scheming on you. They're plotting on you. When you realize how the people around you, even your own family, people the closest to you, your own siblings, when you realize how people could be one-sided, and when you've really been through not having anyone around, and you realize when you are in really bad situations or been in the worst, when you've been so low to where no one's dealing with you, no one's seeking to help you, no one wants to give you a helping hand because you wouldn't listen to them when they told you to stop dealing with the narcissist. When everyone has turned on you, you would think they would be there for you, but you're looking around and it seems like the narcissist, everyone's around the narcissist, but somehow everyone's pissed at you, right? Because they felt like you were being too kind, you were being a fool. And when you're dealing with that, it's security coming around over here, tripping. Hopefully they don't say nothing to me, you guys. They said something to these people because they're smoking outside. So, oh no, old girl got out and she playing cop and she's taking notes of their license plate, but they don't have a plate on the front. So now she getting back in, and she had her camera out taking a picture. Sorry, you guys. Every time you try to make a video, I just get thrown off with stuff going on around me. But I just didn't want no one coming over here saying something to me, because I would have just pulled off. I don't got the energy to even interact with anybody. So I'm just like, But when you realize, when you're really in a situation when you realize all you got is yourself, and you realize you gonna die by yourself, and really understand that shit, you know, because we all know it, but when you really understand that, and you realize that, hey, your parents, people around you are dying, you realize, like, shit is real, you know what I'm saying? You're not in fantasy world, or you're not being babied, or and not just being babied, you know, that ain't got nothing to do with being baby, because if you got that support system, kudos to you. But if you're dealing with a narcissist who don't got that, they might come in a relationship and admire you because you got these things. And I've seen that happen so many times, where I'm hearing women like arguing with the narcissist because the narcissist wants to be disrespectful when they're around the family, but around their family they're acting different. Around their friends they're more respectful than how they are around your family. That's because you're dealing with a narcissist. They already know their intentions are bad. That's why the people around you will say something, right? Because they know, hey, if you were out and you ain't had family, friends, you ain't got nobody, you out in the wilderness, and you dealing with a narcissist, and all you got is your little a water bottle, and you're thinking, oh, I can share my water with you, right? I can share my family, I can share part of who I am with you, I can share with you, share my life with you, share my energy with you. And this person is coming, and they're thinking to themselves, instead of sharing this water, I'm just gonna take the whole water bottle, and then by the time you wake up, I'm gonna be gone. By the time you wake up, I'm gonna be gone. So that's why people will tell you to leave these people alone, because they know you ain't woken up yet. Because if you were awake and you knew how hard life really can be and can get, and if you ain't got, and if you lose everything, or if people die, or if things happen, people know the narcissist ain't gonna have your back because they got bad intentions, you know? So things that they might admire about you is gonna be jealousy. Now, you can deal with someone that, the thing about it is that will confuse you, is because you can deal with someone who can go through the same type of traumas, but they really appreciate your family. Your family really becomes their family. They got respect for your parents. They got respect for the people around you. They respect, you know, the attitude, the way they treat you and the people around you is going to be different. They're not going to be down talking your friends. They're going to want to cater to your friends and the people around you, and show those people that they really got your back if shit goes south, right, in your life, period. If things are gonna happen to you, they're not gonna add stress to your fucking life, you know? So this is why narcissists prey on you, because they know you haven't woken up. Now, in my experience, nothing was gonna wake me up. Like when the narcissist said to me, "You don't get it now, but you'll get it later," and when I had a miscarriage, I feel like the miscarriage, you know, I was already like done with the narcissist, you know, but I feel like at the time we tried making it work, but in my mind was already made up, like, this person's not a good person, right? Because even with that, it's like they wouldn't let me grieve. Like, they were kind of like, okay, it's already been months, like, get over it. You know, I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about what you're going through. They can't handle that shit. They can barely handle their own shit, right? And I knew I couldn't be with someone like that, because that's some real negative energy. Like, I could be by myself and go through shit, and I'm not going to be stressed out the way I would be stressed out dealing with a narcissist in my life. Like, I might be slightly stressed, but not, I wouldn't really be stressed, because I would feel like there's a solution to every problem. But when a narcissist is around you, it's like they're making you feel worse about what you're going through. Like, their energy is like fucking sucking life out of you, and they know they're sucking life out of you. They're not fueling you. So when you're around people, and it could be anything, it could be just you going about your daily life, right? You going about your daily life, you get energy from people, right? Just a hello, whatever. But when you come around a narcissist, you will start feeling that weight, that heavy weight on you. The narcissist knows, because you are not fully awake, and you can feel their negative energy. They know that if you have unhealed trauma, or things that you haven't dealt with, or issues with your family, or a lot of times you are going to have issues with people around you, but it's because of them. And they've dealt with that before. A lot of times they narcissists have dealt with that, and they came to the conclusion that none of these people are loyal, right? Because the narcissist expects people to be perfect. And once you realize you can't expect people to be perfect, and you're more forgiving of people that sometimes they do things and don't even understand. You got people that really think they're good people. They're always doing the right thing, right? If someone's breaking the rules, they're like, oh, I gotta go report this right away because this person's breaking the rules, right? Let's just say some college kids are drinking secretly in campus, right? This person's calling the cops, right? They're not thinking, I can ruin this person's life, or, you know, and all they're doing is being a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's stages that people go through in their life. It's not my job to discipline someone's child, and if they get caught, they get caught. But that person might really feel like they're a good person, and I'm gonna just call it out, snitching, right? They go snitch. So you can see that person's viewpoint. You're worried. I get it. You're worried about them. You feel like they shouldn't be doing nothing at all. Drinking is bad, right? You can feel that way, and from a mom's perspective, right? And that person can really feel like they're doing the right thing. But if they're not wide awake to the real world and know that, hey, if I do this, I can ruin this person's life. It's not my job to do this. Now, if they live next door to me and they're being loud, and you know what I can do? I can go as a neighbor and say, hey, you know, the parties are a little bit loud, or you could talk, right? You could build a relationship, you know, not you know, be cordial, right? And you'll get more out of people in a nice way than going over and banging on the door, getting crazy on them, right? You can go and be cordial with someone and resolve a problem. And if now the problem ain't there, that's what it is. But now, if you're not even, if you're going about your business and you're stopping just to go and mess with somebody, then yeah, now you snitching, right? So that person can really feel like they're doing the right thing, and it could be completely wrong because they're not wide awake to the real. They haven't felt enough suffering, because if they felt enough suffering, they wouldn't try to cause more suffering into others with rules that were forced on them. They would realize, hey, there's rules forced on people, right? There's rules that were forced on people. And yes, there's also rules for a reason. But who am I to want to control someone else? We're already being controlled, right? Who am I to want to control you? So that's where the narcissist will try to find the flaws in others, but they don't see the flaws in themselves when they get into relationships and people. And even though they see these flaws, what makes them a narcissist is that they don't care. That's what makes them a narcissist. We can go through the same shit. You can have the same storyline as a narcissist. Either you were, no one told you, no one disciplined you, no one told you right from wrong, no one taught you no game or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And this person became a narcissist, or someone went through a lot of poverty and went through a lot of dysfunction in their family and the people around, and now they're a narcissist. So and you could have came from the same type of lifestyle, but that's what makes them a narcissist. There's something in their brain that cannot connect to your pain because they're consumed with their reality. And the thing about a narcissist too is that they also are very aware that life is short. So to them, it's like, if you want to waste your life, your years, your time with me using, exploiting, manipulating, if you want to waste your time with me, it's on you, because you're not even fully aware that life is that short, that life is short. We can go out any day, right? The lights can come off at any time. So that's why you should see the disrespect, you should see the disrespect of the narcissist, knowing these things, understanding these things, and still trying to torment you. But you were the perfect supply because you weren't fully aware. You didn't fully love yourself. You didn't fully understand that you all you got. So the narcissist, they'll go and be with a Jezebel, someone who probably will treat them like shit or won't do the same things that you would do, because to them it's like, you're only loving on me because you need me. Because if you've really been by yourself where you don't need nobody, you realize that you're gonna be more careful about the disrespect. Once you leave a narcissist, you don't let nobody slide. You don't be letting nobody slide with disrespect. And when you do let people slide, it's because you know they're not even on your level. When you know someone is on your level and they're trying, but they think you're stupid, you gotta show them, hey, I'm awake. Don't play with me. I'm just on autopilot. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you're still not worth my energy, because you're also on a low frequency if you want to mumble stuff under your breath or do little things where in your mind you're superior, because in this world we are all equal. We all got an expiration date. Don't matter who you are. We all got a story. We all can say, oh, I wish things could have been this way. I wish the narcissist wouldn't have done this to me. I wish I wouldn't have got sick after the narcissist, or I wish I hadn't been in this domestic violence and almost lost my life, or this domestic violence relationship where now the side chick came and threw some acid on my damn face, or whatever the case. People go through a lot of traumatic shit dealing with narcissistic people. And we could say, why me? And God said, why not you? Why not you? Because at some point you were going to have to wake up and realize that God controls everything and that you always had free will. So the narcissist knows one day you're going to realize that you really have free will, and your free will, this is why the narcissist feels like there's no wrong in what they've done. The narcissist feels like, hey, I got free will, and they feel like they're gonna have to pay with the consequences, and they feel like, hey, if I pay for it, I pay for it. If I don't pay for it, I don't pay for it, right? But the narcissist does not believe in God. They don't think, because they will be tested in many different ways. But they don't believe in the spiritual. And one thing that the empath gets, you realize that you played a role in their life and their salvation as well. And you realize the bigger picture was salvation, inner peace, inner light. You know, you realize that you don't only live, you got to live for yourself, because the only way you can help others is by helping yourself first. You were trying to help the narcissist so much, and you lost yourself. And that's why the narcissist can never take you serious. And the narcissist knew, once you lose enough, you won't have nowhere to look but within yourself. And it's going to determine whether you're going to make it or not. And it's fucked up, because when you're going through it, you'll think to yourself, how can someone try to kill me? And you'll even think, I might as well be dead. I might as well, shit. But eventually you realize that you did die, and you ain't really got nothing else to live for but to help others, you know, and help them wake up to the truth. So I'm gonna get the hell out of here, you guys, because the security lady made me lose my train of thought. But that was the message I really wanted to come across, is that, you know, the narcissists, they prey on you because, you know, they know you aren't fully awake. Because if you're fully awake, you're not going to tolerate no disrespect at all. So they feel like you only tolerate disrespect because you need them to heal your inner traumas, because the only way you feel like you could be happy is by being with them. So the narcissist doesn't want that type of responsibility, because to them it's like, if you never understand, if you never heal yourself to understand that you don't need nobody, that your presence is a gift, you don't need them, but you can coexist with others, right? You don't need them, but you could coexist. You could bring life into others. Once the narcissist feels like you need them, you're crying over them, you shouldn't be shedding no tears for these motherfuckers, because they're looking at that. That's why they don't feel sorry. They're looking at you like a kid, like, you're trying to make me feel sorry for you, but I'm not gonna feel sorry for you. I'm not gonna baby you. And that right there is showing you that person don't love you. There's a thin line between tough love and hate, and that ain't tough love, because when you're giving someone tough love, you really want to see them win, you really want to see them grow. But the narcissist feels like you won't grow, and the narcissist feels like, if you can't grow, how can I have a child with you? So if the narcissist does have a child with you, because a lot of them will, to them it's like, now that I have a child with you, you'll never grow, and you'll always need me. You'll always need me. But if you wake the fuck up before, and narcissist feels like most women, they really won't fully wake up until they feel those labor pains, and they realize they got to think about somebody else other than themselves. They feel like that's when you might wake up. But the truth is, a lot of women who have woken up, the narcissist won't go after them, because now they will have to spit that game they've been spitting, that knowledge they've been trying to give you as an empath, because they feel like they preyed on your weakness. And now they feel like, okay, I'm gonna go get someone who's awake, who know what the fuck going on, right? That's what the illusion they try to give you. Like, I'm gonna find someone better who know what the fuck going on. But the truth is, if that was the case, they would have never been preying on you. If they felt like you were weak or you were a waste of time, they would have went after what they really wanted. But the thing is that they don't feel good enough for people who know what the fuck is going on. So that's what make a narcissist, is that they want to come in your life and teach you life lessons, and at the end of the day, none of that shit really matters. All that really matters is love, family, living a peaceful life, because this shit go fast. This shit go fast. So all those fucking games, that's what makes them a narcissist, is that they don't want to grow up. They're in constant torment. They're always needing something more. They're always needing an adrenaline rush. They're always needing to play games and being sneaky or turning people against other people. They're always needing to do something, or they always get offended easily. Or if you say something the wrong way, they're always thinking about vengeance or revenge or being petty and hurting you. And they're very unforgiving, right? You're trying to prove yourself to someone who expects people to be perfect when they're not perfect themselves, who think that they know everything about life. The only lesson you had to learn in life was to let go. All the other bullshit the narcissist tried to teach you, and they felt like, oh, they taught you something, it was really for the birds. You really had to just learn to let go. You really had to see what evil really looks like, and how evil don't really sleep, and that evil only targets who they feel is weak, or who they feel still has a lot of life, a lot of energy, a lot of innocence. They want to destroy your innocence, and that's why I say, when you're a child, is like, people love that innocence in a kid, but you get older, you're gonna deal with a lot of narcissists that hate that shit, or who've been through, or they feel like your life is good. I deal with a lot of people, they don't know what the fuck I've been through. This security bitch, excuse my language, she is pissing me off. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm going home. But that was on my mind, because I had heard a young lady earlier begging a narcissist, and the thing with a narcissist is they don't feel like they're a narcissist. They feel like you're the narcissist because you don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're like, you're the narcissist because you're dangerous to my survival if you knew who I really was. So if anything, you're dangerous for me. So when you do things to defend yourself because you're not used to this type of bullshit, you're a danger to me. They want to like victimize themselves, tell the next supply, tell their family you doing something to them. The whole time they were trying to come into your life, forcing themselves in your window. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing, and I will talk to you guys on the next one.